Top 25 Clinical Research Coordinator Interview Questions and Answers. Welcome to today's video. If you're preparing for a Clinical Research Coordinator (CRC) interview, you're in the right place. This role is vital in ensuring clinical trials run smoothly, ethically, and efficiently. In this video, we'll walk through the top 25 Clinical Research Coordinator interviews and answers that hiring managers love to ask. Whether you're new to clinical research or an experienced coordinator aiming for your next step, these answers will help you impress your interviewer and stand out confidently. 1. Can you tell us about your experience in clinical research? A strong response should highlight your background, the type of studies you've worked on, and your role in managing them. I have over 10 years of experience in clinical research, primarily coordinating phase 2 and 3 clinical trials in oncology and cardiology. My role included managing patient recruitment, informed consent, CRF documentation, and regulatory submissions. I also worked closely with investigators and sponsors to ensure adherence to GCP and IC guidelines. I'm comfortable handling both paper-based and electronic data capture systems and maintaining study timelines. My focus has always been on data integrity, patient safety, and regulatory compliance throughout the trial process. 2. What are the key responsibilities of a clinical research coordinator? Show your understanding of the role's scope and responsibilities. A clinical research coordinator ensures that all aspects of a clinical trial are conducted according to the protocol, ethical standards, and regulatory requirements. This includes patient recruitment, informed consent, data collection, scheduling study visits, and ensuring compliance with good clinical practice. CRCs also maintain accurate documentation, manage communication between sponsors, CROs, and investigators, and oversee drug accountability. In short, CRCs act as the bridge between research teams, regulatory bodies, and patients to ensure trials are conducted ethically and efficiently. 3. How do you ensure patient confidentiality during clinical trials? Demonstrate your commitment to ethical conduct. Patient confidentiality is non-negotiable in clinical research. I always follow HIPAA and institutional policies to protect personal information. All patient data is coded using unique identifiers instead of names or medical record numbers. Electronic files are password protected, and physical documents are stored in locked cabinets with limited access. During team meetings or reports, I discuss data only in aggregate form. I also make sure that all staff are trained in confidentiality policies to maintain compliance throughout the study. 4. How do you handle adverse events or protocol deviations? Show your ability to handle sensitive situations responsibly. When an adverse event or protocol deviation occurs, my first priority is patient safety. I immediately assess the situation and notify the principal investigator. Then, I document the event in detail, including time, description, and any corrective actions, following both sponsor and regulatory guidelines. I also ensure that the IRB and sponsor are informed promptly. Afterward, I work with the team to implement preventive measures to avoid recurrence, ensuring transparency and accuracy in reporting. 5. What is good clinical practice, GCP, and why is it important? Interviewers test your foundational knowledge. Good clinical practice, or GCP, is an international ethical and scientific quality standard that ensures the safety, rights, and well-being of participants in clinical trials. It also guarantees the integrity and credibility of the data collected. GCP covers everything from informed consent and trial monitoring to record keeping and data reporting. By following GCP, we maintain ethical standards, protect patients, and ensure our research can be trusted by regulatory authorities and future healthcare practitioners. 6. How do you ensure data accuracy and integrity in your studies? Focus on quality control. To maintain data accuracy and integrity, I double-check all entries and source documents before final submission. I reconcile discrepancies between source data and CRFs immediately. I also conduct regular internal audits and cross-checks with the principal investigator to ensure consistency. Additionally, I maintain version control for documents, follow SOPs strictly, and ensure timely query resolution from sponsors. For EDC systems, I always verify that audit trails and timestamps are correctly maintained for every update. 7. How do you recruit and retain study participants? Recruitment skills are critical for CRCs. Effective recruitment begins with understanding the study protocol and target population. I collaborate with investigators to identify eligible patients through EMR reviews or physician referrals. During recruitment, I communicate clearly about study expectations, benefits, and risks to build trust. To ensure retention, I maintain regular communication with participants, remind them of visits, and create a supportive environment. I also work with site staff to minimize wait times and address any participant concerns quickly. 8. Describe your experience with informed consent. This tests your understanding of ethics and communication. Informed consent is one of the most critical parts of any study. I ensure that participants fully understand the purpose, procedures, risks, and benefits before signing. I always use language that is easy to comprehend and encourage participants to ask yes. The consent process isn't a one-time formality, it's ongoing throughout the study. I reconfirm consent if there are protocol amendments or new safety data. Documentation is done meticulously according to GCP and IRB standards. 9. How do you manage multiple clinical trials simultaneously? Demonstrate organization and multitasking. I prioritize tasks based on study timelines and sponsor requirements. Using project management tools like Excel trackers or CTMS systems, I monitor milestones, visit schedules, and pending actions. Clear communication with the PI and research team helps delegate tasks effectively. I also set aside dedicated time for data entry and query resolution to prevent backlog. The key is maintaining a well-structured workflow and ensuring no protocol deviations occur despite managing multiple studies. 10. What steps do you take to ensure protocol compliance? Show attention to detail and adherence to regulations. I start by thoroughly reviewing the study protocol and ensuring every team member understands their role. During study initiation, I provide protocol training and reinforce GCP principles. Throughout the trial, I conduct regular checks to ensure procedures, dosing schedules, and data collection are done exactly as per protocol. Any deviation, even minor, is documented and reported. I also maintain an open line of communication with the sponsor and monitor to address compliance issues quickly. 11. How do you prepare for a monitoring visit or audit? Show your readiness and attention to documentation. I ensure all regulatory binders, source documents, and CRFs are complete and up to date. I cross-verify data entries against source documents to resolve any discrepancies beforehand. I also review informed consent forms for completeness and accuracy. On the day of the visit, I make sure the PI and key staff are available for queries. After the audit, I document any findings and implement corrective actions immediately to maintain compliance and readiness for future visits. 12. How do you handle conflicts between the research team and the sponsor or CRO? Conflict resolution shows professionalism. I approach conflicts with a calm and objective mindset. I first listen to both sides to understand the root cause, whether it's about data queries, protocol interpretation, or scheduling issues. I rely on documentation and study guidelines to find a fair resolution. If needed, I escalate the issue to the PI or management while keeping communication transparent. My goal is always to maintain professionalism, protect the study's integrity, and ensure collaboration continues smoothly. 13. What experience do you have with regulatory submissions? Highlight your administrative and technical expertise. I've handled IRB submissions, safety reports, and continuing review documents throughout my research experience. I ensure all submissions are accurate, timely, and in the required format. I stay updated on FDA and IC regulations and verify that all investigator brochures, consent forms, and protocol amendments are approved before implementation. I also maintain an updated regulatory binder for each study. My proactive approach ensures that no regulatory deadlines or updates are missed. 14. How do you maintain study timelines and deliverables? Demonstrate project management skills. I create a timeline at the start of each study using Gantt charts or tracking sheets. I regularly review progress with the PI and ensure that each milestone, from recruitment to data lock, is met. I also identify potential delays early, like slow enrollment or pending queries, and take corrective actions quickly. Communication with the sponsor and study team is key. My focus is always to deliver quality data within deadlines without compromising compliance. 15. Describe your experience with electronic data capture, EDC, systems. Show technical competence. I've used several EDC systems such as Metadata Rave, REDCap, and Oracle Clinical. I'm comfortable entering, verifying, and resolving data queries efficiently. I follow data entry guidelines to ensure consistency and accuracy. I also train team members on EDC usage if needed. The audit trail feature in EDC helps ensure transparency and accountability. I appreciate how EDC systems streamline data management while reducing errors compared to traditional paper-based methods. 16. How do you stay updated with the latest research and regulations? Show initiative and ongoing learning. I regularly attend webinars, workshops, and training sessions on GCP and regulatory updates. I'm a member of professional organizations like ACRP, which provide access to current research trends and networking opportunities. I also review FDA and EMA updates to stay informed about new guidance documents. Continuous learning helps me implement best practices, improve efficiency, and ensure compliance with evolving clinical research standards. 17. How do you handle patient dropouts during a study? Assess your approach to problem solving and empathy. When a participant considers dropping out, I first listen empathetically to understand their concerns. Sometimes it's about scheduling, side effects, or misunderstandings. I provide clarification, reassurance, and alternative scheduling options if possible. However, if they still decide to withdraw, I document the reason clearly and follow the protocol for discontinuation. I also notify the PI and sponsor promptly and ensure the patient's well-being is prioritized throughout the process. 18. How do you ensure accurate drug accountability? Show discipline and precision. I maintain a detailed investigational product, IP, log with dates, batch numbers, quantities received, dispensed, and returned. I verify each entry against shipment records and ensure two-person verification for dispensing and returns. The IP is stored in a controlled environment with restricted access and temperature monitoring. During audits or monitoring visits, I provide full traceability of every dose. Proper accountability ensures compliance with both GCP and sponsor requirements. 19. How do you deal with tight deadlines and high workloads? Demonstrate time management and composure. I handle pressure by staying organized and prioritizing effectively. I break tasks into smaller milestones and track progress daily. Using digital tools like task managers and calendar alerts keeps me on schedule. I also communicate proactively with my team if I foresee any delays, so we can redistribute workload. Staying calm and solution-focused allows me to meet deadlines without sacrificing data quality or accuracy. 20. How do you manage source documents and regulatory binders? Attention to documentation is key for CRCs. I maintain a comprehensive regulatory binder that includes IRB approvals, CVs, training logs, delegation of duties, and correspondence. Source documents are organized by visit and subject ID for easy access. I perform periodic reviews to ensure completeness and legibility. Electronic versions are stored securely with restricted access. Accurate documentation not only supports compliance but also saves valuable time during audits and monitoring visits. 21. Can you explain the difference between SAE and A? Test your technical knowledge. An adverse event, A, is any undesirable medical occurrence in a participant during a clinical trial, regardless of its relation to the study drug. A serious adverse event, SAE, on the other hand, is an AE that results in death, hospitalization, disability, or is life-threatening. SAEs require immediate reporting to the sponsor and IRB, usually within 24 hours. Accurate classification and timely reporting of these events are critical for participant safety and regulatory compliance. 22. What motivates you to work as a clinical research coordinator? Show your passion and purpose. I'm deeply motivated by the impact clinical research has on advancing medicine and improving patient lives. Being a CRC allows me to blend science, patient care, and project management, three areas I'm passionate about. Every study is an opportunity to contribute to medical breakthroughs while ensuring ethical treatment of participants. The variety and purpose in this role keep me inspired to deliver my best every day. 23. How do you handle missing data or data discrepancies? Assess accuracy and analytical mindset. I immediately identify and log discrepancies through data validation checks. If data is missing, I verify with source documents or contact the responsible site staff. All corrections are made in compliance with Alcoa Plus principles: attributable, legible, contemporaneous, original, accurate, and complete. I never overwrite data. Instead, I provide a reason for correction with my initials and date. This transparent process ensures the integrity of trial data and facilitates smoother audits. 24. How do you prepare for study startup activities? Evaluate your organizational approach. I begin by reviewing the protocol, identifying required documents, and ensuring all regulatory submissions are complete. I coordinate site initiation visits, train staff, and prepare study binders. I also check equipment calibration, pharmacy readiness, and consent form approvals. Clear communication with sponsors and investigators ensures a smooth launch. By meticulously planning these startup steps, I help avoid delays and ensure compliance from day one of the study. 25. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Assess your career vision and commitment. In the next 5 years, I see myself growing into a senior CRC or clinical project manager role. I plan to enhance my expertise by obtaining certifications like CCRC or ACRP. My goal is to lead multi-center studies, mentor junior staff, and contribute to improving site performance and patient outcomes. Clinical research is a long-term career for me, and I'm passionate about continuously learning and advancing within this field. And that wraps up our list of the top 25 clinical research coordinator interviews and answers. Remember, preparation is your greatest advantage. Customize these answers with your own experiences and examples to make them sound authentic. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more interview tips, and share it with someone preparing for a research job. Good luck with your interview. You've got this.